All right, what's up, people? Rhyming. I am right here. I'm outside. It's beautiful, and I'm making a video. All right, so this really has nothing to do with what I was talking about before, but it was something I wanted to talk about a while ago. So, the other day I was at this event with other teachers, English teachers, and one of the women behind me was talking to one of the other teachers beside her. And all day I was with these teachers, and I was just doing my let's pause, let's put a little pin in that thought and hold it so I'm not so talkative outside. I mean, I'm outside and I'm talking, but I'm YouTubing, vlogging. Usually when I'm around other people, I don't say much. I observe and I listen and I think, and I process. A lot of processing going on. So you ask me a question and you can hear my brain. I'm trying to think the best way to say it. So all day I'm listening to. So we talked. This lady I was sitting, and I said, "Hey, I'm Matthew, and I'm from Pennsylvania." And then that was it. So then she starts talking to this other teacher, and they go on and on and on. And I'm sitting there trying to not listen. That's one of the great things about being in Japan and not speaking Japanese, because people could talk and you just don't know what they're saying, so you could just be about your thing. But when I hear English, my ears just pop up. Or when I understand, or when they're talking about me, then I can't focus on what I'm doing. Like, what? And gossip, there's good gossip and bad gossip, or there's times to gossip. Gossip is not good at any time. So they're just talking, complaining about the teaching industry in Japan and blah, 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 blah. And I wanted to say something like, stop bitching and do something like that. Get your own school, leave, but these things don't make you the life of the party. What's his problem? So all day, I was just doing whatever, and we had a task to do that day, so I'm doing my task. So then finally we're sitting there and they're behind me. All right, now we come back to the story. So let's take that pin out, and now just, all right. So she was like, we're in a high school, and she was like, why do all the girls in Japan have such short skirts? She didn't say it like that. I'm sorry. But she was just saying, why are their skirts so short? And I actually thought about this. This was one of my, why is that? Because, other people have mentioned this. And this probably is a selling point. Why you want to come to Japan? Oh, it's but because if you're ever walking up the steps in any train station, 1 out of 300 people will be some high school girl. And when you're walking, without even doing any type of extra head movement, you're going to look up, because you're walking up, and you're going to see her panties just there. And it's like, that's strange. But now, you'll see 3 variations of this, maybe. One will be, she is just walking up the steps, and you can see her panties. Okay. 2, she's walking up the steps, and she's covering her panties with her hand, as if that's really going to work. It's like, if you didn't want that to be an issue, then just... Now, if you don't know, basically their skirts, they roll them up. So if you didn't want it to be seen, roll that shit down. Then you wouldn't have an issue. Plus, your hand ain't covering shit. In fact, what is she covering up? Oh, it's underwear. And then the third type is, you'll see like girls at the appropriate age, and maybe they're not, but they're not in high school uniforms. They're in like just out and about clothes, and you can see their butt cheeks, because that's just what it is. And you just see this all the time. So I was like, I thought about this, and I'm like, wow, why is this? So, and then this was linked to my idea that on the train, a lot of times you hear that chikans, girls will get touched in places and stuff. And once I linked, well, if they didn't do this, but I can't say that would stop, because if you ever make it into a Japanese porn store, an adult, which is basically every video store. You walk into the video store, you see the family stuff, and you see some anime, and then way in the back in the corner, you see the adult section. You'll see a whole section devoted to train rapes or whatever. Ask one of the Japanese speaking foreigners to give you the name so you can Google it or whatever. But so I think it's part of the culture. Yeah. So she's like, why do they do this? And she was kind of upset. Why do they do this? What's wrong with them? And that kind of that sets me off. Like, what do you mean? Why do they do this? Have you seen Japan? Have you seen the biggest stars in Japan, AKB and a lot of other idols? Idols are on TV. And what are idols wearing? Short skirts. What does half the anime characters consist of? Short skirts, big boobs that all jiggle, right? That's made in Japan for Japanese people, and you know, foreigners like it too, yeah, whatever. But that's made here. And then the whole short skirt issue, if it was an issue, you know, all they need to do is say uniforms out, sweatpants in. Now maybe they would sag or whatever, but it's acceptable. That's why. But that wasn't, I didn't want to get all into that. So I just said, I turned around and I said, hey, why do girls wear high heels? And she said, well, this is what she said. She said, you know, it helps her calf muscles. Which I didn't know that, and I don't care. But that wasn't my point. My point was high heels make your toe, because you squish them into that shoe, and then your toes be all like, and then you get those things, you got to put the tape or Band-Aids around it, and it all hurts, and you got to get all massaged. So why would you put yourself through such agonizing, her point was, it's really cold in Japan, and they're wearing short skirts. That was one of the points. So why would they wear something that is obviously hindering their, you see how I put that, hindering their natural state of, their optimum state of happiness. So then I was like, that's what set me off. It's like, why do you wear high heels? It makes your toes all, and girls be falling over, and they be having them high heels, getting stuck in the middle of like grates and shit. And then she was just like, yeah, I guess. And I'm like, and why do girls put on makeup all the time? And why do girls, and then she's like, wow, you got so much to say. All day I've been waiting for you to say something. You're really passionate about them. Yeah, and that's me. Now, I don't want to be passionate about everything, because some things you don't got to talk about, you know? But yeah, that's my story. So what's your take on short skirts in Japan? Should they be banned? Because there's a concept called soft power, you know? Soft power being not political or economical or military, but just soft, like tourism, I think would fall into this. So Japan is full of soft power. You got your anime stuff, and you got the super cute things, and then you got one of the biggest industries of young girls dressed like young girls and old girls who dress like young girls, and it's kind of an attractive point. Hey, in Japan, everyone looks so young and cute. And so let me know what your thoughts are about that, because I was thinking about this for a good minute now, and it wasn't until she came up with all that talkity talk that it made me think I should make a video. All right, I'm out. Peace. Rhyming. Cheer.